Who's the most overrated, underrated quarterbacks heading into 2023? So I will jump right in. I will throw it over to Evan when I'm done. Overrated quarterbacks, obviously, you got a list right here. You got Patrick Mahomes, you got maybe Aaron Rodgers. Um, it's not a long list, but it's a list. I think I have to go with Patrick Mahomes though as the most overrated quarterback. I think that he's overhyped a whole lot, and some of that hype is deserved. But I think that you know he's bound to have a down year, and I just don't know. And I think the
Overrated.
underrated.
Okay, I gotta interject though really quick. Patrick Mahomes
Okay,
over. Are you sure you know what overrated means? Or
yes,
what do you mean when he's saying he's having a down year? That doesn't mean he's overrated. What do you mean by that?
no, he's going to have a down year, and I just think people overhype him too much. Like ESPN, even when he makes a routine throw, they're like, "Oh, what a throw from Patrick Mahomes," or stuff like
R-
that.
Right, but how does that make him overrated? Like when I look at overrated, I look at the big picture. Do you think he's not the best quarterback in the NFL?
I think that okay, so I will answer that question. I do not think he's the best quarterback in the
Okay.
NFL. I
Well,
think I think the best quarterback in the NFL is Joe Burrow, but we will save that for another topic. With underrated quarterbacks. You gotta go Desmond Ridder, Kenny Pickett, um, maybe even Bryce Young coming into the league this year, Anthony Richardson. I think with the most underrated quarterback in the quarterback I'm thinking of to have a breakout season is Desmond Ridder in Atlanta. He didn't throw in a reception last year in his I think four career starts. So I'm looking forward to him having a big year. Evan, who do you think is the most overrated and who do you think underrated?
okay, so if you truly don't, first of all, one more thing on the Patrick Mahomes thing. If you truly think he's not the best, then you're entitled to your opinion. But you can't base who's overrated, underrated just because some internet stuff like that does, Patrick Mahomes is a widely talented quarterback. But again, if you think Joe
Oh
Burrow's
yeah, he
better,
is. I never said he
yeah.
wasn't. I never said he wasn't.
Well, yeah, but you originally said he's going to have a down year, and some people on the internet overhyped him. That doesn't necessarily make him overrated. That means but again, if you truly believe Joe Burrow is better, then it makes sense why you'd pick that. Now, who do I got? I'm going to list four for each, but I'm going to pick one who I think most fits. So we'll start. Where do you want to start, Jake? Over or under?
Let's start with over. I'm excited to hear your overrated players.
Okay, overrated. I think you had Ritter as unrated. I'm gonna put him as overrated. Now we do. This is one of my weak ones, so we don't know. This is not the main one I'm picking, but I'm gonna throw Desmond Ritter out there just because he went to Cincinnati. He made it to the college football playoff. We understand that. And then he got drafted in the third round. He has talent. He has what you want in a quarterback. He's 6'4". He's big. He's mobile. But the problem is he hasn't really shown much, and especially he was not like it was his rookie year. We have to take that into account. He was not super inspiring, I would say, at the least last year. Now, could he improve? For sure, he could improve. But at the same time, you're really banking on that. And the Falcons, they're really banking on Desmond Ritter. They didn't get, they decided to opt away from Lamar Jackson. That's fine. They believe in Ritter. But you're really banking a lot on him. I think he's slightly overrated. Now, my other ones, I got Jared. A lot of, with the Lions especially, a lot of people are expecting them to do well because they had a strong finish at the end of last year. But Jared Goff, we got to remember, is still Jared Goff, and everyone's acting like he's going to lead them to the promised land like he did with the Rams. The Rams had a crazy great system in place then, and I just I see them underperforming this year, especially with Goff. I got Trevor Lawrence as an overrated quarterback. I think he's now this one's tough because I do think Trevor Lawrence is super talented. Based on the talent, he's clearly top half of the league quarterback, right? He barely won the division last year. He beat Josh Dobbs on a fluky, this fluky play to win it. The Chargers game was super impressive. Yes, we got to remember he threw 4 picks in that game. So he did come back. He does have that talent. But there's some stuff that gives me pause about Trevor Lawrence. I think he's got a lot of high expectations on them. But my number one and who I'm going to say is the most overrated is Aaron Rodgers going into the season. I really like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is an all-world quarterback, but he's old now. He's turning 40 this year. He like the Aaron Rodgers, even I know he won MVP in 2020 and 2021, but the Aaron Rodgers we've seen the last couple of years is not the Aaron Rodgers we've known forever. It's been more conservative, more like this, and now he's going to the Jets and he's going to save them. I don't see that happening. I think Aaron Rodgers is the most overrated. Underrated. We got some of the names I want to throw out there right away. We got Jimmy Garoppolo. I think you got to consider Jimmy Garoppolo as underrated. Yes, he makes some poor decisions sometimes. They'll throw the interception when you really don't want him to. But at the same time, Jimmy Garoppolo is a winner, and he's been a winner for a long time. Underrated Garoppolo, underrated Kirk Cousins for similar reasons. I think Kirk Cousins has proven yes, he struggles way more in the playoffs, so you got to take that into account. He puts up great stats though, and the people who think the Lions are just they have the NFC North wrapped up are kidding themselves. As long as Kirk Cousins and Justin Jeffersons are still throwing to each other, Kirk Cousins is pretty underrated, but he does choke in the playoffs. You got to consider that. I got Baker Mayfield as another underrated one. I think Baker going to Tampa Bay, that's a good setup for him. Tampa Bay's got a decent roster, especially no more Brady now, so expectations are way lowered. Baker's going to get a shot to go play there. And I think, I think, again, do I think he's like a top 10 quarterback or anything? No, but he's got the talent and he's got the drive. I think he's going to surprise some people this year. But my number one, and I hate the guy. I can't stress that enough. My number one for most underrated is Deshaun Watson. I mean, he's a terrible person, of course, but we got to remember he's crazy talented. He did not play much games to end last year. He only played about 5 games. But he's crazy talented, and we got to keep that in account now that he gets a full off season and he's going to play on a decent Cleveland Brown roster. He's my most underrated going into 2023.